guys, welcome back to my channel. I have a huge unboxing for you. So you'll probably notice that by the time this video is going out, it is like late April, like really late April. I actually just got my Fairyloot YA, which is why I'm doing this so late. I also was missing my Fairyloot Adult, I think it was. They came really late. They came in April. They came like mid to late April. So I'm finally getting to do my March unboxing for you. Now, I have already started receiving April's packages, but I'm setting them aside. That way I can do an April unboxing and all that. So we're just going to do all of March. We're actually going to start off in a different order than normal. So I have a huge stack of Fairyloot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Fairyloots. I have 3 crates and 3 Illumicrates. So we're just gonna kinda do it in height order. I am gonna timestamp this video. I used to do it a really long time ago and then I stopped, but I'm gonna timestamp the video so that you can only see which ones you want if you want to avoid any spoilers or anything like that. But the first one we are starting off with is actually this lovely Fairyloot box right here. It is huge. And I'm starting off with this one because these have actually already been unboxed. So I purchased this for my daughter. It came in, she wanted them right away. She didn't want to have to wait for all of my other boxes to come in, so I opened them for her. So they've already been unboxed, but I did want to show you because they are really pretty. And that would be the Cruel Prince Fairyloot Iron Editions. So Fairyloot has actually started doing something called Iron Editions. They're basically reprinting special editions that they did a really long time ago before they had all the ability to make like the really cool sprayed edges and like put a lot of like customization into the books. So they're redoing it. So this was the second set of Iron Editions. The first set of Iron Editions was the Red Rising ones, which I don't think you can see them. They're up there somewhere. This was the second set, and now the third set of Iron Editions is actually going to be Caraval, and I am super freaking excited about it because we all know that I'm obsessed with Caraval and I collect every edition I could possibly find. The Caraval collector set, not the Iron Edition, but the original one, was actually the first special edition books that Fairyloot ever made, and they are so expensive to try and buy them like secondhand. Like, they are impossible to get. Probably like 3 or 4 years ago they were $1,000. I can't even imagine what the price is right now, but they're ridiculous. So I'm really happy that Fairyloot is doing the Caraval Iron Edition. But anyways, with that being said, I'm going to show you the Iron Editions for the Cruel Prince series. So this is the first book, The Cruel Prince. We've got great artwork on these, and we've got writing on the back. All of these have gilded edges. So they're not sprayed edges. Sprayed edges and gilded edges are two different things. So this is actually like a foiling that they put on top, like on the pages. They've been doing gilded edges for, I think, centuries at this point. But yeah, so they are gilded edges on all of the sets. There's nothing underneath the dust jacket on any of them. But let me show you the hardcover, which are really pretty. So this is the hardcover for the first book, and it is that canvasy material, and it's just really pretty and kind of goes with the vibe of the book, so I'll be honest with you. It's got gorgeous end papers, and there's your cast. And then I don't believe that these were signed. I think they just come with an author bound in letter with a digital signature. I don't think that there's an actual signature on them. Yeah, there's no actual signature. It's a digital signature. But that's the first one. And they did come with page overlays for each book. So there was about 2 or 3 page overlays, I think, per book, which was actually really cool. So let me try and find one for you so I can show you. So we have like that one and that one. Here's one more. Everyone's favorite scene. So they did come with page overlays, and they're super pretty. So that's Cruel Prince, and here is the Wicked King. So that's gonna be the cover and the back side. Gilded edges again, end papers, more end papers, and then the naked cover. So this one's blue, and some of the page overlays. Let's get one like that one and that one. So they did all 3 of the original series, kind of to match the ones that they did for, what is it called? The Prisoner, what is it? They matched like the Stolen Heir set that they did, which is like the spin-off series. More pretty artwork. We've got the end papers, gorgeous end papers. And then the naked hardcover, this one's purple, and some of the page overlays. So this was actually a series that I had put off for a really long time, and I just, come on now. And I just finished it. I had read the first one years ago, and I think it was like 2020 that I read it. I think I read it during COVID. And then, oh, this one's really dense. I didn't realize how heavy this one was. But I read the first one during 2020, and then I continued, and I paused like in the middle of the second one for like 4 years. I just finished it like in the month of March. It was crazy. This one is way heavier than the rest of them, and I have no idea why, but it's kind of crazy. So this is the like collection of short stories, novella, and then why is this one so much heavier than the rest? That's nutty. And then we have the naked hardcover and papers, little carton and big carton, and then we have like our page overlays. So these are really gorgeous editions. Kind of jealous. I know I bought them, but I bought them for my daughter, and I'm not gonna take them, but they're super pretty, and like I like the series a lot more than I originally thought. So I'm kind of jealous she has them, even though I bought them for her, but it is what it is. So the next box is one that came outside of the subscription, kind of crushed in just because it's been sitting in a pile for so long. I don't remember what most of these are, so we're gonna find out together, to be honest with you. Okay, so now I remember what this one is. So this is the third book in the Emily Wilde's of Encyclopedias series. Hold on, let me. So we have Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. So this again is the third book in the Emily Wilde series. I think it's the conclusion. I might be wrong, I'm not sure. I have read the first two, and I really enjoyed them. And I saw when this came out, and I wanted to read it, but I didn't want to buy multiple copies because I'm trying to avoid doing that. So I didn't want to buy a copy just to read it to then like give it away when I got this one, because obviously I wanted the special edition to match the other ones. There's pretty end papers. And again, it just kind of seems to match. Is it signed? I don't know if it's signed. It is signed. So this one just seems to match the rest of the series. It's just in a different color scheme than the others. So like the first one's purple, the second one's blue, and then this one is green, and it's really pretty. So Emily Wilde's is just like a cozy fae fantasy with like hilarious characters that like you love, and I absolutely love the series. Like this is kind of what made me realize I like cozy. I have read cozy before, and I enjoyed it for the most part, but I haven't enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed this. So this is a really good series, and I highly recommend it, but this is that one. Next, we're gonna do another outside of the subscription. Again, I have no idea what these are. Not only has it been so long since I ordered, oh, okay. Not only has it been so long since I ordered most of these, but it's also been so long since they came in. I have no idea what they are, but now I do. So this is a sequel that I have been waiting for. I loved the first book. It's right there, actually. And now we have the sequel. And that is Where the Library Hides. So this is the sequel to What the River Knows. It came, again, in a Fairyloot box. I think last year I read it and hella enjoyed it. It's like a historical fantasy mixed with like The Mummy. It's set in Egypt. Like there's hidden mysteries, and it's super good. I absolutely loved it. So I was super excited to read the sequel. I have not read it yet. I have pushed it off that long until I got this copy because again, I didn't want to buy another copy, which Fairyloot, I'm totally mad at you for making me wait this long to read all of these books, but it's okay. It's okay. So this is going to be the full cover. It is foiled. It is a different color way as well to the original. And then we have this gorgeous Under the Dust Jacket art. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, look how cute that is. And then we have foiling on the naked hardcover, which just again matches the previous edition. And then we have a really cool like end papers. They're not realistic character art, they're more like abstract, but they're really cool, and they are the same on both sides. And then I think it's signed. I would assume it's signed. Hopefully I got the signed edition. I have been running into the issue where So it's a digital signature. So I have been running into the issue where I've been waking up too late to get in line for the early access sale for like the people, not for the people who have like Fairyloot, but for the people who have like the first copy of the book. I always get those because obviously I have all the subscriptions, and I have been waking up late to those. So there have been a couple of copies that I have not got the signed edition. I have gotten an edition. I've gotten an edition of everything I've tried to go for, but I have not gotten the signed edition. So I don't know if some of them came signed. This is a digital signature, so that's that. But now I have this one and I can actually read it. I'm super excited about it. Now we will dive into our subscriptions for the month. So the first one we will go with is the first one that arrived, and that is going to be the Fairyloot Romantacy. You can see the pretty little heart there. And yes, so I've heard a lot of like things about this one. People are mad about like the design, not the Fairyloot one, but the original cover with it being like AI or something. And then the writing, like I've heard people complaining about this book, but I'm super excited to try it out because of like the time period it's set in, which, you know, is, sorry, cat, which is one of my favorites. I do like ancient set stories, like whether it's Greek or Roman or anything like that, like ancient world basically, because I do love ancient history. So the book is actually Firebird by Juliette Cross. And this is definitely a completely redesigned cover. Like completely redesigned cover. The other one, I'll like pop it up over here. It looks totally different. And then the design carries around on the side and the back, which is beautiful. It's just like a landscape. And then the edges also carry the design over of the landscape. We've got the main character there and like the dragon. And then, so Fairyloot does this lovely thing. Here, I'll show you. I forgot. This is the under the dust jacket, which is actually the original color, usually in a different colorway. It seems like the same colorway to me, but I'm probably a little off, but this is like the original cover. You see how that like looks completely different than that. But, and then we have some foiling under the dust jacket and some more foiling on the back side, which is really pretty. And then we have our end papers, which are foiled end papers depicting the scene. So this, I believe, is a Roman story, like set in Roman times, which with dragons. We love dragons. We absolutely love dragons. So we love our dragons. So it is a romantasy, so I'm assuming it's going to be spicy because it just seems that like all of the romantasy books, like Fairyloot will put the stuff that has spice in it in the romantasy, or they will sell it separately. The Fairyloot Adult, I don't think I've read a single one that had any spice. Like they will have romantic subplots, but they don't have like any spice in it. So I'm assuming that it's a spicy book because it's in the romantasy. Let's see, a Roman general lays eyes on the main character. He's enthralled by her dance. Years later, she stands up for him on a sacred battlefield. Her life is in danger. He instinctively shifts into his dragon form to save her. Okay, so he's a dragon shifter. The result, okay. So he's the nephew to the emperor, warrior of prowess, brutality, cannot be denied. Okay, so it's gonna be Roman battles. You know, she's this sweet dancer girl who takes care of him, and he's this strong, shape-shifting dragon guy. Interesting. Not really. I usually like a female main who is a little bit more violent, but that's okay. She might get violent. Who knows? It doesn't seem like it though. It seems like she's very like the sweet submissive type, and he's like the strong battle ready general. So we'll see how it goes. I will definitely read it at some point because again, I do love this time period. So we'll try it out. All right, next we have the Fairyloot Adult, which is one that other book boxes were doing as well. I skipped all of the other ones that were doing it. Like I think OwlCrate's doing it I want to say OwlCrate's doing it this month in April for their adult pick, and I skipped it if I remember correctly. But there's a couple book boxes that were doing this one. So this is the Fairyloot edition because again, I am trying to keep down on my subscriptions, my duplicates. I don't want any duplicates unless like I collect the series. Like I have, you know, very many Stephanie Garber duplicates, but I collect her books. So that book would be Gifted and Talented by Livy Blake. So this is the same author as like the Atlas 6 and Masters of Death and stuff like that. It's supposed to be a really good story, I'm assuming. I mean, it's popular and everyone's been doing it. My thing got all bent up on the back. You see how that's all bent up? That bothers me. Okay, I have to flatten it out. I hate when books come damaged. It's not major damage by any means. Like, it's not enough that I'm gonna call them and ask for a replacement, but it's just obnoxious that like little stuff like that happens. But anyways, so the book is Gifted and Talented. It's got some gorgeous sprayed edges. It is a thick one. It is definitely a thick one. The back says, money is the family business, magic is the family curse. Okay, I do like a good family curse. Let's see. So we have Under the Dust Jacket, which is the original cover in a different colorway. We have over here, you can definitely see how that is a huge difference. And then we have the naked hardcover, which isn't really anything terribly special. Is the circle pattern that kind of goes with like the time warpy thing on the original cover, which is pretty cool. We have character art on the end papers. It's one of the creaky ones. I hate the creaky ones. I absolutely hate the creaky ones, but that's it's okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Anyway, so character art on the end papers, character art on the other side, different characters. And then I do not think this one is signed. It is not. It appears just to be a bound in letter with a digital signature. And then that is it. So this one is a family drama, if I remember correctly. Olivia Blake writes some of the most interesting, like, stories with the most interesting out there concepts. Like, I like them, but sometimes they can be a little strange. So this one says, so there's a brilliant CEO and they are dead. Modern father of technology, a brilliant CEO, dies and he leaves everything to his 3 telepathic and electrokinetically gifted children. Or so they think. On the pipeline of gifted children to clinically depressed adults, nobody wins. Okay. So it seems like a rich, powerful technology tech mogul CEO dies and is leaving everything to his kids, or so they think. The will is read and then madness ensues, because apparently I'm assuming that they don't get what they think they're going to get. So that's what this one is about. 3 siblings and the madness that comes after their father dies and they have to split the inheritance. So again, interesting. She writes the most random, like, plot lines. Like, that's just a random plot line, I think. But we'll see how it goes, and it's going to be fantastical, and I might enjoy it. So there you go. Next on the list, we have our latest arrival, and that's going to be the Fairyloot YA. This is the box with the items in it. I do get the original, like, YA box with the items for all of the book subscriptions that I have. So let's see what's inside. All right, to start off at the top of the box, we have oven mitts. So these are super cute. I love oven mitts. I cook a lot. I have a family of 5 that I have to feed, so I do cook quite a bit. So oven mitts are always handy to have, especially since the kids like steal them or leave them places or like spill stuff on them. It's good to have multiple sets. This one is actually inspired by the Poison Heart, so I'll show you the pattern. It's pretty cool, and they're like the rubber, like the heat-proof rubber on the inside. So they're actually really good quality. I like these. The next thing in the box is a pencil tin, and that does look to be inspired by Only a Monster. Yes, it says it on the back. Only a Monster pencil tin. I don't really use pencil tins, but I do have a 10-year-old, she's 10 today actually, that I'm filming this, who is absolutely obsessed with Only a Monster. It's like her favorite series ever, which it's one of my favorites too. It's a completely underrated series. I highly recommend that you guys read it. It is YA. It's not like super YA, it's still written pretty well, but there is like nothing inappropriate in it. It's a clean book, so that's why my 10-year-old can read it. But it is really good. It's time travel and there's history involved. I love it. Absolutely love it. And this is a pencil case that goes with it. So I'm probably gonna give this to my little one because she'll be super excited to have this. She's probably gonna put something random in it, like rocks. She loves rocks. So next item is going to be Foul Lady Fortune Magnet. Okay. Foul Lady Fortune Enamel Magnet. Okay. That's cute. It is like a little, like, poison bottle. I haven't actually read this series. I own it, but I haven't read it. I own everything by Chloe Gong. I haven't read a single one of her books, which is probably a really bad thing, but I have a lot of books. I don't have the time to read everything, so I'll have to get there eventually. All right, the next thing in the box is a Dowry of Blood book tabs. So a Dowry of Blood, that was actually a book that came in the Fairyloot Adult, like when it first started. I have also yet to read it, but it's like a Dracula retelling. It's very like dark and sinister and all that. And so are the tabs, which is really cool. I really like the design of these. I like a dark and sinister and vampire-y themed. It's pretty nice. Okay, so we've got the Poison Heart, Only a Monster, Dowry of Blood. There seems to be like a poison, Foul Lady Fortune. There seems to be like a poison theme going on, so maybe the book of the month is poison. But I finally got to the spoiler card. So this is the art for the spoiler card for the month. The theme was Eternal Embrace. I've kind of already gone through some of them, but here's like the rest with the artist and everything if you want to pause and read that. The next thing in the box is going to be Eternal Embrace Vase. Okay, so I think this is another one of those clear vases that look like a book, which is like their new collectible item. I'm not entirely a fan of them. I liked the last one because it went with like my Once Upon a Broken Heart stuff, and this one will definitely go with like probably my bedroom or whatever, but I don't know, I just don't like the plexi acrylic kind of feel. Like I like the ceramic book pots that Illumicrate does. I just don't like that these are plastic. Like they feel kind of like cheap. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but this is Eternal Embrace of the Night. This is the one for this month. It definitely has like that gothic vampire cathedral feel, which is pretty cool. Again, I'll probably put it in my bedroom because, you know, I have that whole New Orleans vampire thing going on in my room. But yeah, like flowers. I don't really keep flowers, so I'd have to get like fake flowers to put in there, and then I don't know. I just don't like the clear plasticky-ness of it. But it is what it is. All right, next, we're gonna go at the bottom. We've got our tarot cards. So these tarot cards were actually supposed to be in last month's box, but they ended up in this one. So we have the 7 of Planets and the 8 of Planets. So we got this month's in last month's box by accident in the US. They put them in the right boxes in the UK, but in the US. So these actually go with the Rose Bargain. And then the ones that are supposed to be in this box that we got last month were actually from the Vampire Academy. So we are almost at the end of our tarot cards. I think the other ones are the 9 and 10, and then we just have like the suited ones. So I don't know if they're gonna put like all of those in April or what to kind of finish it off. Not sure, but I've got those. And now we have the book of the month. We've got the Fairy Scoop. We have the bookmark that has the art for the month on it. It also has like the month and the day, so I keep it inside the book so I know which month it came from. And the book is Where Shadows Meet by Patrice Caldwell. So I have not heard anything about this book, but it does seem to look vampire-y, which, you know, I'm on board for. And then the back side. The sprayed edges are actually pretty cool. It's a dagger. It's a little wonky. Not too terrible. A little bit. You can see in the camera, but it's okay. And then, okay, so the end paper art looks completely different than what I was expecting from a vampire book. It's like super, I'll show you in a second. But here is the original cover in a different colorway, which is nice. You can see they're very different. This is very dark, this is very not. And then when we get to the end papers, you're gonna be like, well, that's definitely not. But again, naked cover. It's going to be that canvasy material with foiling. The back says, you have no idea what I've done for love, just as you have no idea what you may one day do. So that's pretty cool. Very dramatic. It's got teeth, so it's clearly a vampire story. All right, so now the end papers. You know, dark and creepy and yay. And then you get to the end papers and you're like, bam, what? Like, one is an angel and one is a vampire. So I think this is a sapphic angel vampire story, or maybe they're fallen angels, or There is a series that came out, it was like a early 2000s vampire series called Blue Bloods, where the vampires were actually all like fallen angels. It was really good. I never finished it. I own all of them, but I never finished it because I think I grew up and I never finished the series. Maybe I will one day. It's not really one that I'm rushing to finish because of how long ago it was, and it is YA, so it's very YA, but it was really interesting when I was reading it. This one is not signed. It is a bound in author letter with a digital signature, and let's see what it's about. Okay, so it seems like it's about an angel who gave up her wings for love, which turned her into a vampire, and now she's been waiting to resurrect her true love. And then there's a crown princess of the vampire nation who's a fierce and beautiful seer, and she's trying to save her friend, but they are awakening an ancient evil and destroying everything she holds dear. Okay, so vampires, angels, ancient kingdoms, all that kind of stuff. So hey, it sounds good. We'll have to check it out. Okay, all right, so the next one I think we're gonna do is Illumicrate. These over. Just so you guys know, like it seems really bright and like cheery in here. It is like downpouring and thunderstorming outside. So if you hear like a crack of thunder in the background, that is real. The lighting is fake and the dreariness is real. So, okay, so we've got two Illumicrates outside of the subscription and then the crate box. So we're gonna start with the ones outside of the subscription. Okay. So the first one that I have is another sequel, because that's usually what I buy when they're outside of the subscription, is sequels. So this is one I have not read, but I heard it was really good. So I'm like, okay, well, I need to get all of the matching books. So I have. This is actually the third one in the series, and that would be Faithbreaker by Hannah Kaner. It is the sequel, or technically the third one, to God Killer. So that is the cover. I believe it is, again, just the regular cover in a different colorway. And we have the cover carried over to the sprayed edge. And then the back, there is nothing underneath the dust jacket. The naked hardcover is gorgeous and printed. So it's just a scene, and then it's more of the landscape on the back. And then the end papers are just pretty foiled end papers with a signature. So it is nice. I am excited to read this series eventually. It is high on my TBR priority list. I know my TBR is like ridiculous. It's like 1,000 books or more, but the series is high on the list. I'm just trying to get through as many series as I can without starting new series, which is totally like a crock of crap because I was sick, like not last week, but the week before, and I binged so many books, and I started like, I think I started 3 new series. I'm currently in like catching up on I'm reading the second book in one of the series that I started, which only the first 2 are out, so it's okay. But yeah, I've been a bad girl. But anyways, Faithbreaker, super pretty. The next one, again, is another one outside of the subscription. Okay, also another one I have not read any of the books for, but I own all of them. And it's the third one, so I was like, you know what, I need to get it just in case I really enjoy it. I'll be really sad if I miss out on the editions. So here we are, and that would be Holy Terrors by Margaret Owen. So this is what is the first one called? So this is the third book in the Little Thieves series. It is, I think it's a Goose Girl retelling, if I remember correctly. So this one does come with a signed book plate. So let me stick that in the book before I lose it. Okay. And there's nothing under the dust jacket, but there is a gorgeous printed cover. This was like one of the Little Thieves was like one of the first really gorgeous like printed covers that Illumicrate started doing like back in the day. And then we've got the stencil sprayed edge. No special end papers or anything. That's kind of before they started doing it. So it matches the first ones. And then we have under the dust jacket. I believe that this is just the same cover as the original, just with foiling. And yeah, just making sure I got the matching set. Again, I have not read this one. I have FOMO, so like I didn't want to read the series eventually and then find out that I really liked it and then not have the matching ones, so I bought them. there's nothing wrong with that. It'll be okay. So that one was a little bit shorter. We are now on to the Illumicrate box. It is, so Illumicrate do a fantasy box. It's not like a YA or an adult or whatever. They do a fantasy sci-fi box. It could be any of the above. So I don't remember what the book in this one is, to be honest with you. So the theme for March for Illumicrate was haunting spirits. So I hope it's something like ghostly, because that would be cool. I like ghosty type stories. Here are the spoilers and the artist if anyone would like to pause and read. So let's dive in. We got a bunch of floofies. Okay, so the first thing on the top, book pot. And we were just speaking about book pots. So there is a book pot in the Illumicrate box for the month. And the theme is fantastical forests. So I have quite a few of these. Not all of them, because I've had Illumicrate since like 2021, I believe. I've had it since 2021, but it was the end of 2021. They've been around longer than that, so I don't have all of them. But this is the book pot. It is Fantastical Forest. It says Forbidding, Enchanted, and Haunted on the side. And they're just like little ceramic pots that look like books. I use them to keep like pens and bookmarks and stuff like that, so. This is one of my favorite items, because I can never have enough jars to store things, to be honest with you, because I have so many little things and like I don't know where to put them. I don't want to put them in a drawer because then I'll never see them again. Okay, the next thing I see is a coaster. Just a coaster. I don't know what it's from. It doesn't say very specifically. Deathless. Okay, so it's from Deathless, which I am super excited to read. I have like the pillow cover that I got from Illumicrate years ago, which has kind of inspired me to want to read this book. I haven't yet. And then Fairyloot came out with a Deathless edition, which I just got last month, and it is like high on my priority list to read, just because like it sounds awesome. So this coaster is just a simple like cardboardy wood, like pressed wood coaster, which I guess we can always use more coasters. I have like 8 in my library. There's only ever like 2 people in the library. I don't need 8 coasters, but just in case, I guess everyone wants to bring a bunch of drinks. The next thing I have is the Storybook Location Magnet. Okay, so I guess this must be like a regular thing that they're doing now maybe. And it is a storybook setting. So this is Blunder, which is a setting from One Dark Window. You can tell by the design of the pin as well. It's like, it looks like one of the tarot card kind of, the magic, I don't remember what they're called, but they're like the cards that have like the magic in One Dark Window. So it looks like that. That's really pretty. I got 2 magnets this month, which is nice. I like I like magnets in general because I put them on my refrigerator. I obviously have like a lot of things that get hung on the refrigerator because I have children. So magnets are always a plus in my world. I like that a lot. Let's see what is next. Okay, the next thing we have a Warden of the Woods embroidery kit, which is inspired by Where the Dark Stands Still. So I did read Where the Dark Stands Still, and I absolutely loved it. It's very Howl's Moving Castle, but like darker. I would highly recommend it. I didn't get a special edition of it. I just bought it at Barnes & Noble, but I would highly recommend it. I enjoyed it a lot. Again, if you like Howl's Moving Castle, it's very Howl's Moving Castle, but darker. So this is the embroidery kit. It comes with the hoop and all of the strings and directions. I have received actually quite a few of these, not just from, this is the first one from Illumicrate, but I've gotten them from Fairyloot and I've gotten them from OwlCrate before. And I am crafty, but I have never done any of them. I need to sit down and do one of them or some of them at least, because they're just piling up and they would be cool to, I don't know what I would do with them when I'm done with them, but they would just be cool to complete, I guess. I don't know. I have too much stuff that I need to do. I'm overwhelmed with hobbies, to be honest with you. Like, reading is such a time-consuming hobby to begin with that like all of my other hobbies kind of fall by the wayside. I try and get them in when I can. Like, I was listening to an audiobook the other night, and normally when I listen to an audiobook, I follow along with the book, but I had finished the first book and I wanted to jump right into the sequel, and I didn't have the sequel. I ordered the sequel, but the sequel wasn't going to come in until like the next day, and it was like midnight, so it's not like I could run to the store and get it. So I just got the audiobook, and I started listening to it. So while I'm listening to it, so I didn't fall asleep, I was crocheting. So like in those instances, I do that, or I'll like listen to an audiobook. But most of the time when I'm listening to an audiobook, I'm following along. So I don't have a whole lot of time to get my hobbies done. But I have like, so I crochet, I sew, I build Legos. I have like probably 60 Lego sets that are not built, that are just kind of like laying around. I'm a gamer. Obviously I have this channel, which is more than a hobby than anything at this point. I cook. I do listen to audiobooks while I'm cooking, but that's generally if I'm reading the book and then it's like, okay, well, I'm really into the book and now I have to go cook to feed my family. I'll listen to it, but anyways, off the subject. The book of the month for Illumicrate is The Prince Without Sorrow by Maithri Wajensekara. Maithri Wajensekara, I think. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. But this is a gorgeous edition. I see the theming with the green, and I guess this is jungly, so that's where the forest comes in. But the others don't really fit. Like One Dark Window's very like, I guess One Dark Window's like dark and foresty, but it's more like dark and gothic. And then, yeah, everything seems like foresty, but this seems jungly. So I might be wrong. I don't know. In my mind, like jungle and forest don't go together, but that's just me. We have foiling under the dust jacket, just a tiger, and then that's like, there's different things that live in the forest versus the jungle. I don't know, but. And then we have one end paper and the other, and then it is not signed. Yeah, it is a digital signature. It is not signed. I don't think one of these has been, no, there was a couple that were signed, but they were like the ones that came in the, like outside of the subscription boxes. But okay, so this one is, I know nothing about this book at all, so let's see. An outcast opposing his father's emperor, brutal destruction. Okay, so a prince who is against his father's destruction of the witches, a witch who's seeking retribution for the murder of her family and the annihilation of her village, and then a curse that will change the world. A young prince who's against his father's killing witches, a witch who wants to seek revenge against the kingdom that's killing her family and village, and then a curse that is cast on both of them. And I assume that there is some enemies to lovers in this. I might be wrong, but I assume so. Like that just seems the route it is taking, but it does sound really good, and I'm super excited to read this one actually. It's inspired by an ancient Indian civilization, so I'm excited to read it. Okay, that's a lot of books so far. That's a lot of books, but they've been really pretty. I'll be honest, like I haven't heard of any of them except for the ones that I purchased, obviously, outside of the subscription. But like, I'll be honest, none of the books that we've gotten so far have been on my anticipated releases list, except for like the ones that were sequels that I bought outside of the subscription. But I mean, they sound interesting, so it's kind of the point of the subscription box, I guess, is to introduce you to things that you wouldn't normally pick up. So now we are moving on to OwlCrate. So this one is blue, dark blue. That means it is outside of the subscription. So this is one that I bought, a sequel of something else. I don't know what. Yes. Ooh, this is heavy. OwlCrate's books are really heavy. I'll be honest with you. Like the paper that they use is stupid thick. Okay, so this one is the sequel to an adult book that came out a while ago. It was an indie published. So let us take a look. So the book is The Night is Defying. So this is the sequel to something with the stars and something else. It's over there, but my eyesight's really bad, so I can't read it. But it is the one that seemed very like Reese and Feyre-ish, if you know what I'm talking about. But so this is the cover. On the back it says, daylight might not rise again, but the brightest star thrives in the darkest night. So that's foiled on the back. We've got some printed edges that go around. And then we have under the dust jacket art, which I can't really tell what that is, but she has wings and he has wings. I didn't know they had wings. So I have not read this one, obviously. And it says, we were two hearts, one soul. So it is definitely a romance. Again, when I looked at the first one, it just seemed very like Feyre and Reese. I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong, but that was just kind of the vibe that I got from it. The naked hardcover is filled with foiling. Like that is foiled. So we have that. And then here are our end papers, which are also foiled. And then the back is different. You can see her dress is foiled as well, and so are the stars. So that's really pretty. Okay, it is, I have it classified like in my romantasy section. I think it's spicy, I'm not sure, but I do have it classified on that shelf. So that is where the sequel will go, and we'll see if I'm correct when I read it one day. All right, next we have the OwlCrate Adult. So I don't always have the OwlCrate Adult book. I have, if I do skip a book that is a duplicate, it is usually one of the OwlCrate ones, just because they're a lot easier for me to buy secondhand, cheap if I end up wanting it. And OwlCrate will have boxes for sale on their website afterwards. So like all the boxes that didn't sell, like that were skipped, or they just, you know, produced more than they needed, they sell them on their website, usually within like a month of release. I mean, you can just log on and order one. So generally speaking, I will skip the OwlCrate if I'm going to skip, because it's just easier to procure those books if I change my mind later on. So the book for March seems Mermaid Sireny, okay. And that is Upon Starlit Tide by Kel Woods. So this one's super pretty. Like, I love the like rainbow foiling on it. And then it goes around to the back side. And the back says, when the tide reaches its peak and turns, the magic will fade. That is when you must return. Okay, so it seems a little mermaidy, I'm thinking. Be brave, be free. Ships and mermaids and nautical. I love it. I'm all for it. Okay, so under the dust jacket, we have a reversible dust jacket. So it does have the text on the spine and some stuff on the sleeve. It seems like it might be a little mermaid retelling, like she's a mermaid who maybe goes on land, gets some legs. We have, ow, my leg is falling asleep. We have a ship foiled design on the hardcover, both sides. And then we have end papers that look very Ariel and Eric. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. That, why are you creaking? This could, oh, and that's a different dude. So maybe I am wrong. I have no, maybe there's two different ones. I don't know, but we will see. It's creaking and it's bothering me, but okay. So let's see what this one is about. Okay, ow. My foot's asleep. All right, so it's a dark historical fantasy that combines elements of The Little Mermaid and Cinderella into a wholly original tale of love, power, and betrayal. Ooh, I like it. So it's set in France in the 1700s. The daughter of a wealthy French ship owner, merchant, I assume. She doesn't want to find a husband. She wants to go sailing. Her best friend, Sam, is a smuggler. He's all for it. They go out adventuring during one storm. She ends up rescuing the youngest son of a powerful man. There's a ball in her congratulations. It's love triangle-y. It's definitely love triangle-y. And then there's secrets that have been buried in the ocean. She has powers. People who have powers are leaving. This is a lot. There's a lot going on in this plot, and I'm all for it. There's magic, there's powers, there's ships, there's princes, there's love triangles, it seems. This sounds like it is going to be my jam. I love pirate stories, I love sea stories, I love nautical, anything. Yes, this is a yes. I'm super excited for this one, actually. Probably out of all of the subscriptions so far, this one is the one that I'm most excited about, like subscription books. And again, outside of the ones that I bought on my own, this is probably the one I'm most excited about. So I'm yay. Yay, yay. And our last and final box for this video is the OwlCrate YA. So this again is the one with the goodies. So let us take a look. Right on the top, we have our Enchanted Elixirs pin. So every month, OwlCrate gives you a pin. It's like a collector's pin that you get. And then at the end of the year, they send you like a little pin board or pin flag that you can put them all on. So this one is, aw, cute. So this one is actually Howl's Moving Castle. Helsifer, I think his name is, the little fire in there. That's super cute. And honestly, I just keep all of these in a jar. Like, I don't put them on the pin flags because where the hell would I hang them? But I keep them in a jar, but they're super cute. Like, they're absolutely adorable. Absolutely adorable. Okay, so Calcifer. Calcifer or Halcifer? Calcifer. His name is Calcifer and he's adorable. I also have this. I don't know what this is. It just says 10 on it. I'm gonna have to scan the little thingy to see what this is, but oh, look at that. It's just a little OwlCrate pin. We're celebrating 10 years of shipping magical boxes. How cute is that? 10 years. Isn't that crazy? So we just got a little like 10th anniversary pin. That's awesome. Okay. The next thing in the box is Snow Falling Metal Bookmark. Okay. So they do a series of these metal bookmarks. And this one is, oh, that's really pretty. Snow is Falling Metal Bookmark. I don't know. It is The Ballad of the Songbird and the Snake. So it's that Hunger Games, the prequels, the first one. So that's what it's inspired by. It's super pretty, little tassel. So I like that a lot. That's really pretty. I have not read these yet. I'll be honest with you. I'm not in the right mental state to read these with everything that's going on in the world, particularly in the country that I live in. I'm just not, I don't think I'm in the right mindset to read the Hunger Games. I know it's an important lesson for a lot of people who don't like, I read the Hunger Games years ago. Like I was radicalized years ago, okay? Like I read the Hunger Games a really long time. These are just gonna depress me. So I have not read them yet. I will, and I know that I will, but as of right now, I'm kind of avoiding it. I'm sticking with things that are just a little less traumatizing and a little less familiar, I guess you could say. So let's see, the next thing I'm pulling out of the box is, okay, I don't know what this is, but it looks super cute. Let's see. It is a book purse. It's a book purse. That's super cute. It is a Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies inspired book purse. So it looks like a legit book, but it's a purse. We take the stuffing out and we've got our strap, and it actually straps to the side, and it is a little book looking purse. That is absolutely adorable. I think that is super cute. I mean, and it's big enough that you can hold like your phone and a wallet and like, you know, some lip gloss. It's even thick enough that you can put like an eyeglasses case in there for like sunglasses or glasses or something. Like that's super cute. I like that. Okay. Cute idea, OwlCrate. They have like really good items. OwlCrate has really good items. The next thing is, hey, all the boxes have the same idea this month in some variation. The next thing is an Alice in Wonderland book pot, which I collect Alice in Wonderland books and Alice in Wonderland like things. So I'm super excited for this, but this is, let's see, absolutely adorable. Look at that. It is another book pot, but it is an Alice in Wonderland themed one. We've already gotten one of these from OwlCrate. It was a Dracula one, which is in my bedroom. But now this one is gonna go on my Alice in Wonderland shelf because that's awesome. I got 3 book pot vase things this month. That's pretty freaking cool. So I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Heck yeah. All right. And I think that is all of the items. So we will dive into the book, which is indeed the last book of this video. It's a lot of books and it's a lot of video. Okay. So let me open this sucker up. So I've seen like the standard edition of this is actually really pretty, but I did not buy it because I knew this was coming, and like I'm super excited to read this one because it just sounds really freaking good, and this is gorgeous. Oh, this is gorgeous. Okay, so the OwlCrate YA book of the month is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. This is a completely redesigned cover. The original one again is really pretty and has the Barnes & Noble edition has sprayed edges, at least I believe. The back says, maybe that's all love is in the end, an endless tempting of fate. And we've got the sprayed edges, which are beautiful. Digitally printed edges, forgive me, which are beautiful. Oh, this is gorgeous. This edition is gorgeous. I'm super excited for this. Okay, so this was an anticipated release for me. We have art under the dust jacket. We have foiling, if I can get the focus. We have a foiling, which is really pretty. And it says 1,000 years of you. 1,000 years of you? That's just 1,000 years. Like why would you say 1,000 instead of 1,000? I don't know. Anyways, I'm not an author, so what can I say? And then until we meet again, my love. So this one, look how pretty these end papers are. How freaking gorgeous these end papers are. Like I can't, the camera's not even doing it justice, like how gorgeous these end papers are. Let me see the other side. Ah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look how gorgeous that is. Okay, so this one, what I know about it, I'll read some of the synopsis, but what I know about it is that it's basically a couple, and they die and reincarnate, and every time they die and reincarnate, they go through the same thing, and every time they meet, they fall in love, and he kills her. Now, if I remember correctly, he remembers who he is and she doesn't, and he remembers that he has to kill her before like her 18th birthday or something like that. I don't know, but it's really good. It's like one of those like reoccurring love stories. So it's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue meets How to Lose the Time War in this fantastical and epic story of love that defies death as two souls reincarnate through the centuries. So Evelyn can remember all her past lives. Okay, so she can remember. She can also remember that in every single one, she's been murdered before her 18th birthday by Arden, a supernatural being linked to her soul. The problem is that she's quite fond of the life she has now, and her little sister needs her in order to stay alive. If Evelyn wants to save her sister, she'll have to find the centuries-old devil who hunts her through each life before they find her first. Figure out why she's being hunted, and finally break the curse, and try not to fall in love again. So good. I'm so excited for this one. Okay, I wasn't as enthused for the rest of them, but I'm super enthused for this one. I forgot that this was in there, and I'm super excited for it. Like, I have been waiting. I want to read this one, like, really bad. Really, really, really bad. And this edition is absolutely breathtaking. The end papers are like to die for. So, yes, I'm stoked about this. Absolutely. So we all know how I absolutely struggle with this part. Like, the struggle bus is for real, for real. So wish me luck when I show you all of the books. They don't even fit in the camera. They don't even fit in the screen. And I don't think I'm going to be able to hold this up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 books here. There's 15 books here. And okay, let's see. Let's see if I can do this. I'll just kind of hold them there. No, because then you can't see all of them. Okay. You know what we'll do? We'll take out the Curl Prince ones. Okay? I'll take out those because they're not even mine. They're my kids. So we'll take out the Curl Prince ones. Maybe that'll make it easier for me to grab and okay, yes. Maybe. Okay, so here are all of the books that I got this month, minus the Cruel Prince ones. Okay, so spin it around that way. Yes, yes, it's super pretty. Gorgeous edges. Okay, all right, I'm putting it down because they're too heavy. Okay, breaths, deep breaths. I'm good, I promise. I did it, I'm proud of me. That was rough. I need to start lifting weights or something. I mean, I could just lift books, I guess. They're heavy as heck, but okay. Out of all of the books that you have seen in this video, were any of them anticipated releases for you? If they were, let me know down in the comments which ones. I am super excited to read a couple of them, the OwlCrate ones, obviously. I just went on a rant about those. Also, the sequels that I have been purchasing so that I can finish. I get to finish Emily Wilde's now. I get to finish Where the Library Hides, or the What the River Knows series, so I'm super excited about those. And then as far as the items go, they were pretty good items this month. Like, there was a lot of book pots, and no one is ever mad about book-shaped things that hold stuff, I guess. But anyways, guys, I want to say thank you again for joining me on my lovely little adventure in the book world and all of my unboxings. If you do like this video, please don't forget to like it. If you have not already, please don't forget to subscribe so that you can get more bookish content from me. My April unboxing is probably not going to be that far away, I'll be honest with you. It is the end of April already, so I've got a stack piling up, so you'll probably be seeing that very soon. But anyways, thank you guys again for joining me, and I will catch you next time. Bye.